So big questions first. Are you a coffee drinker?
Well, clearly, I'm a coffee drinker.
This is coffee?
It is coffee.
Excellent. And what are your, how much coffee do you drink?
It depends on what season of life I'm in and where I'm at. There were years when I was 2 shots of espresso to start the day off and nothing for the rest of the day. There were days where I did the butter and coconut oil brain octane fuel thing for a while. Currently, I am coffee first thing when I wake up in the morning, and normally a coffee sometime around 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
All right. And what about favorite food?
Anything in the Italian realm. I love pasta. So an Italian restaurant makes me very happy. However, if that's not possible, a good steak is always delicious.
Favorite band or musician or music?
This is where my favorites are really, really going to struggle. I'm just going to have to say anything from the 90s genre. I'm there with you. Like I graduated from high school in 1995. So anything that takes me back to that era is just like great music. And I really am diversified in like in the different styles and types, but just good 90s music, just it's where I'm at.
What about favorite movie?
There is a very unknown film by many people. It's called Saint Ralph, but it's not a Catholic film. It's a Canadian film about a young boy who tries to win the Boston Marathon. And the film is deeply profound and has just so many great moments that, it's the film I've watched the most in my life and inspires me.
And what is one of the takeaways from the film for you?
I would probably say magnanimity. It is about a young boy who believes that anything is possible, and he is a dreamer, and he is willing to act on his dreams.
Fantastic. So tell us about your childhood. What was it like growing up? Where did you grow up?
So I'm from the Midwest. I was born in Michigan, age of 5, moved to Wisconsin, lived there for 11 years. And then we moved to Indiana the summer between my sophomore and junior year in high school. Graduated from high school in 1995 and went to 2 years of state school in Indiana prior to heading off to seminary back in 1997. Those 11 years in Wisconsin were great. I would say they were very much defined by a lot of freedom and a lot of just like life and creativity. When I think about my childhood, I think about building forts. I think about creating just so much fun with my friends in the neighborhood and my siblings. And it was just a powerful childhood. I'm just so thankful for the freedom and the joy and the creativity that existed.
What about your parents? What are your parents like, or what memories do you have of your parents growing up?
Well, my mom and dad, it's really beautiful. My father was Lutheran until I was in 8th grade. My mom was a strong, devout Catholic. And so she raised myself and my 3 siblings in the Catholic faith. And my dad eventually, when he converted to the faith, just bringing more unity to the family. But my parents were so supportive. My parents were the ones who were always at events and always around, encouraging us. And I'm very blessed right now. My parents are in my parish boundaries, which is very unique for a priest to have his parents be his parishioners. My dad goes around our parish and introduces himself as the original Father Meyer. And he's very proud that his son is a priest. My mom is very much so dedicated her life to catechesis and works a lot with young people, informing them in the ways of the faith. And yeah, they're my heroes.
Did you grow up playing sport?
I did. I learned in 6th grade that I was pretty good at running and just really dedicated myself to that. So cross country and track all through high school and then into college as well. And that served me not just physically, but also just taught me so many lessons that I needed for success in my own life.
Do you like watching sport?
I like watching live sport.
Yeah.
I am not a TV sport watcher.
And what would be your favorite sport to watch live?
My favorite sport to watch live would be basketball.
Yeah.
As a priest, I have a lot of children, and I love going to high school football game. High school, well, I go to football games as well, but high school basketball games, high school football games. It's just a great way to support those kids, support those young people, support those families, but also enjoy a great game.
Fantastic. Who is the most interesting person you've ever met?
I would say the most interesting person that I've ever met would be John Paul II. I had the opportunity to meet him when I was a student studying to be a priest, and one of my heroes. And clearly, when you look at his life and the impact that he's made, he's an interesting man because he doesn't fit the mold and the box that so many people want to put either a priest or a bishop or even the Pope. His diversity and his desire to really reach the whole world through preaching the gospel, a great inspiration.
Were you living in Rome, studying as a seminary when you met him?
Yeah, I had the opportunity to study in Rome.
And is that when you developed the 2 shots of espresso morning routine?
It's really interesting. I never drank coffee until I was 30 years old.
Okay.
I thought coffee was like a sign of weakness because you needed caffeine to make it through the day, which means in my mind, you weren't taking care of yourself. You weren't sleeping. You weren't eating right. And so I lived, it's as sad as it is, I lived in Italy for 4 years and didn't have 1 shot of espresso.
Wow.
So
that's, some people might think that is sacrilegious.
I know.
How would you describe yourself to someone who had never met you?
I would say I am a priest of Jesus Christ, and my life exists for the sake of sharing the good news of Jesus Christ with the world. That's who I am, and that's what I'm about.
So my next question, that sort of answers my next question, which is, what matters most to you at this time in your life? But go a little bit deeper into that. What is it that's most important to you at this time in your life?
It really is the proclamation of the gospel. It's bringing people to life and joy and freedom, which is only found in that relationship with him. And so I see my whole life being an outpouring of that. Then that is what is most important. That's what I wake up for. That's what I go to bed thinking about. That's what I pray about, is how do I do that well to serve him and to bring that about in other people's lives.